Hey everybody, Chalgrove again, and today guys, I'm here to do another anime review, and this anime review is of course to Fate Extra Last Encore Episode 6 guys. So let's get into it. So guys, in this episode of Fate Extra Last Encore, well, first up, we're on the third floor. We're now on the third floor. And this third floor is actually a floor of dreams. Or a world where the dead, or most of the dead, where pretty much people can live with their body and soul separately. It's pretty much a dream world. It's a dream world, just easier to explain like that. It's a dream world. And this is a place where anybody who dies here or something, or anybody who dies here, pretty much, I feel like that's what I'm trying to say. They are trapped here. Their soul is trapped here, from what I know. They try to explain it, I couldn't fully understand. But that's how this world is like. Anyway, it's a dream world. And it looks like there are other entities besides wizards. Or magi. Like, they call them wizards in this episode. Which is actually quite interesting. The majority of the time, they call them magi. Or Magists, they usually call them that in this series. Entire Fate series, that's what they call them. So if they hear the word wizard in the Fate universe, it's a bit unexpected, because I was expecting to keep on saying Magus or Magi, or well, not Magi. What am I saying Magi for? No. But you know, anybody who's a magic user is usually like a Magus or a Magi. Like those are the things they call them. They don't really call them wizards or witches or anything. So hearing the word wizard was quite interesting hearing in this series. But I would say, and there's also, besides wizards, they also have ghosts. And the thing is, and we also learn more about Deadface. Deadface, you know, the ability that our main character Hanako has. He is known as a Deadface. The entity he is a Deadface. That is his entity. It's not his actual ability. It's actually what his entity, what kind of person and creature he is. You got wizards, you got ghosts, and you got freaking Deadface. And we do find out that there are similarities between all three of them. Being, four if you include the servants, so you obviously got servants as well. So if you don't include the servants, and you call, because after all they are under control of the masters, anyone who's a wizard / witch, I take it, a magus, or a ghost, or a Deadface can become a master. And that is something that's interesting to learn, that in this series, if you're one of those three entities, there's a possibility you become a master. Because in most Fate, like I said, most Fate series, you always hear only magi and magus. Anyone who is connected to the magical realm, as in like magi, wizards, like any of those kind of things, they are related. They're pretty much the same goddamn thing, unless you're talking about ranking them, and sometimes they might say wizard is higher than magus, or you might also say sorceress is the most powerful of all magic users. Like, I'm just saying that's somewhat different, but we do find out there's other forms of entities that can become masters in, of course, this series being a digital world, which are, of course, are ghosts and Deadfaces, which is quite interesting to learn about. So that's something I'm interested to learn about. I do want to learn more about why these came to existence in this world. Like, then we know it's something, again, it has something to do with the moon cells. That is something interesting to learn about, what the moon cells are doing. It gives people a second chance to live, even if they do die. So that's something. But like I said, my understanding is not great. So, anyway, the third floor, I mentioned it's a dream world. And during this, one thing, we still have not got the explanation what the fuck happened to Rin in the last 2 episodes. You guys are in the last 2 episodes, for some reason, even though she appeared in both those 2 episodes. She disappeared during roughly the start of the first the start of the episode before last week's episode, and then at the end of the last week's episode, she reappears. So, and that's something that was confused, like, what happened to Rin? And it still doesn't tell us what the hell happened to Rin last time. What the hell happened to Rin last time? She doesn't disappear this time, luckily. She actually, helps Hanako in the floor. She now is helping Hanako on this floor, so that was something I was wondering, the episode didn't answer. Like, what the hell happened to her? Like, it hasn't declared what actually happened to Rin during that time. So that's something a bit pissed off with this episode. You didn't tell us where Rin went during the last 2 fucking episodes. Ugh. Studio Chef, please tell us what happened to her, like, at least next week's episode, or tell us some point what the hell happened to Rin during that. Anyway, but now let's go back more about this floor. We do find out this floor also has the capability of showing past events, and because of these past events, we see flashbacks to, not just with Hanako, we also see flashbacks with Rin. I'm surprised when you actually got a chance to see flashbacks with Rin, and it seems like during this point before the time she lost as a master, she lost her rights as master, and it seems like both Hanako and Rin during the war have run into this girl that went out with Shinji. If you guys know her, if you guys remember in the first goddamn episode, that girl that went out with Shinji, that's Shinji's girlfriend. Still can't believe he had a girlfriend, but anyway. I will say, she was involved, and she seemed like she was going through some form of hierarchy depression. Depression that she got news she seems to be part of a rich, noble family. The ones who, unfortunately, are quite stubborn, and that they force their child to grow up, and also force a child to not have a proper life, to have them act like how an extinguished nobility person is. And it was just like a freaking royal family. I have no idea how our royals' kids are like. I don't know how, like, Prince, but compared to, like, other royals, our royals right now are definitely good royals. I'm just gotta say that. So, I'm just mentioning that right there. But I will say, like, the kind of lifestyle she was living through is like our royal family living style, like hierarchy, like nobility style living style. Except this one is obviously the bad side of it. That there, of course, during the times of our history, we had very bad nobles, or like this bad nobles that treat their family like shit, or they don't, or to me, except they only see their family as objects of hierarchy and stuff. And that's what sort of position that she was in. Her family seems to only see her as a object, or as an object, a stand face to represent the family, and that's what she was always treated like. Because of that, she went through some form of depression, it looks like it, and it's maybe the reason why she lost it. When she lost, I take it, she felt regret or something, and maybe it's part of the reason why she might end up becoming a floor master or something. Because the floor master of this floor is this little girl we also see in this episode. Now, we do first see this little girl in the start of this episode. The start of this episode, we see a flashback, which obviously Hanako's fucking flashback, even though we don't see his face, his body, the hair, the body, obviously him. And it seems like during one time of his reincarnations, he, of course, ran into this girl, and he promised to come back for her. Now, obviously, as it's been like 1,000 years, it's like I said, we're after all in year 2300, the year 2021, year 2321, I think we're in year 2321. I might be wrong, or the year 3 to 3-2-1. Yeah, the 3-2-2-1. I think that's what the year we're in. I completely forgot the year date, but I definitely know very long time in the future, like very long time in the future. But anyway, we do see the we found out this girl is a ghost. So obviously, that means possibility she was alive when the first time they met Hanako. So that's what the first time she met Hanako. I take it she might have been alive, and maybe because as it's been 1,000 years, she might have died young as well. So that's something I think the reason why she's a ghost. And because as she is a ghost trapped in this world, obviously maybe she didn't remember him, or she does remember him. It's hard to know. But this little girl, she does, after being a ghost, she might actually have memories of knowing, this is the boy who said he's going to come back for me, or something like that. But pretty much what you do find out, she has been living on this world, for 1,000 years. For 1,000 years, all by herself. And she never had someone to play with. So when she met Hanako, she obviously asked if she could be a friend. And Hanako, being a kind gentleman and everything, he offers, yes, I'll play with you. I'll be your friend. And that's what he does. And then she tells him about how this world works. Sooner or later, you have to go soon, and sooner or later you're going to forget about me. And that's what Hanako is. And Hanako understands that and accepts, I will try to get you back. I'll try to remember and all that. That's what he says. And obviously at the beginning, to get some sort of tendency after he left this sort of imaginative world he was in, after he goes back to the world, back to the actual 3rd floor that he's on, because it looks like what this world does. It drags people into a dream world, and obviously you can communicate with people in this dream world, which is interesting, or see glimpses of your past, which Hanako obviously and Rin experienced. So that is something we want to know. Now, we do find out the reason why the 3rd floor is pretty much abandoned. The way the 3rd floor looks like it's pretty much abandoned. And we do find out the reason why. Because of these monsters that can't die. Which I take it are technically the bodies, or like a spiritual form, or a deformed form of what used to be a body, or bodies, I don't know how many, but a body. That's maybe the reason why it can't die, because that's a body of someone who was dead. That could be the reason why. And the reason why all the surviving masters who survived decided to move down to the bottom floor, because they wanted to survive. They didn't want to die. They moved down to the bottom floor so they could feel safe. But obviously, once they realise that a monster comes in and attacks them, and we see Neo attacking the monster. Then sooner or later, they get transported back out of the room, the castle they're in, because they're in a castle. If you want to know, I don't know why I forgot to mention that. There was another thing I need to mention about Card, but I'll go back to the rest of that later. But after getting transported out of the castle they were in, they came back into the starting location where they started after coming out through the ladder. They're back in the exact same place and the exact same time they left the freaking ladder, which is something they were shocked about. That's when they realized that this is a servant's noble phantasm, known as, I think, as Lullaby. I think that's the name of the noble phantasm, or I might be wrong. I'll double check. So this is the reason why I got my iPad out for, because I need to check. Nursery Rhyme. It's Nursery Rhyme, actually. Nursery Rhyme is the name of the No Phantasm. Sorry, not Lullaby. It's similar, but it's called Nursery Rhyme. It's a noble phantasm of a servant. Now, a servant with a noble phantasm known as Nursery Rhyme. Is Mother Goose a freaking servant? Is Mother Goose a fucking servant? Because that's the only thing, the only character I can know of that has something connected to Nursery Rhyme to be its novel phantasm, because Nursery Rhyme represents stories, multiple stories in the same genre. Not everybody recognize nursery rhymes. Nursery rhymes are a genre of stories. That's what nursery rhymes are, a genre of stories. And that's the problem. I don't think, the only character I can think of that is connected to nursery rhymes to have the novel phantasm of nursery rhyme, which is a genre of stories. The only character I can think of is Mother Goose, because that is the embodiment, that's the embodiment character of nursery rhyme. So, the novel phantasm the servant could be Mother Goose. I might be wrong, but that is who I think could be the servant. I might be wrong, because that is like a very fictional people can become servants, but that is like a fictional character that I don't... Like William Shakespeare, I can't see this character as a fucking servant. But once I found that William Shakespeare was a fucking servant, I'm like... What other servants? What other mythical characters that can be servants, even though in your mind you think they can't be? So that's... being a digital world, I can see how the possibilities of Mother Goose being a servant could be. So that is something I can see possible happening because of the world being virtual. If this world wasn't a virtual world, there is no way I can accept Mother Goose as a servant. There is no fucking way I can accept Mother Goose as a servant. Again, unless it's like Fate Extra, a digital world. Because that's the only way I can see, because after all, a digital world does have the capability of freaking hacks. So, or, rewriting some information about a certain character or anything, really. So, that's the only way I can believe that. So, and but overall, when it comes to nursery rhymes, that is the only character I can think of that could be the servant of this novel phantasm of nursery rhyme. And that is the Mother Goose. Like I said, I could be wrong, and I don't know who Mother Goose is. It could be the girl, but again, the little girl is a master. You can definitely tell she had the command skills. And we definitely know, and she's more likely the floor master. She is more likely the floor master, but obviously she's not doing this on purpose. Like, I think her servant's only doing this on volition. I don't know. But I don't fully know. But that is something I want to know about. Now, let's go back to the castle, which I failed to mention during what I failed to talk about. Now, before they got to the point when they came out of the castle, we see Hanako go through these cards, and obviously go through these cards, which looks like the others didn't notice. Rin and Neo didn't notice. But this card had talking about this little girl, and that's something I was interesting why it was talking about that, why is it talking about that, and what that card meant by that, and it got creepy. Like, it said, "What is a little girl made of?" Like, the last part was like, what was a little girl made of? And what makes it even more creepy about that card, because during the time where we see when Hanako meets this little girl, she tells a story of what I believe the reason why she became a ghost, and how she died. And I've got to say, the way she died, like, that's the only way I can see how she died, because the way she died, became a ghost, that looked... Because that's what I think that's what she is. Even when she first ever met Hanako, she was a ghost then as well. That's what I believe she is. Because the backstory we got for her, she seems to be supposed to be a sickly girl. Or it looks like she was living in a war-based period. She was living in a war-based period because like she mentioned there was a war going on, and she was in a hospital, and she keeps on seeing people dying in this hospital, going away and stuff. But then she also sees men coming and doing stuff that's hurting her. And she's a little kid. She's a little girl. She's a little kid. And there's a lot of things that can be implied during this. A, she might have misunderstood of what they were doing, because like they said she was in a hospital. She said she's in a hospital, which maybe that's the reason what that could be the proper truth, that she's in hospital and these are doctors, but she couldn't understand what's going on. The pain she was feeling is actually her death, and that's what pain she's feeling, not the actual people hurting her. What those people are trying to do is actually heal her. Or it could be something more fucked up. And these people that are surrounding her were raping her. If that was the case, fucking hell, it makes sense. A war-based period that she was in. And there was all that going on. There's stuff like that going on. No matter if you're a kid or not, they would have fucked you no matter what. And through all that, she died through getting raped pretty much every single day. Every night, every day, every night, she gets raped by a bunch of guys. Pedophiles as well, mind you, because they're doing it to a kid. They're fucking pedophiles. Fucking hell. Just, that could be the case. Like, those are the two possibilities because the way it was laid out, I'm more leaning that she got fucking raped and died. That's the more thing I'm seeing here. When I saw that, but I might have been wrong. But that is the main thing I saw. But yet again, as she is implying a hospital, and these guys are wearing medical clothing, so there's a possibility this could also be she was actually just going through pain of dying, and these doctors trying to save her from not dying. But obviously, especially this is the Fate series, and it's not actually impossible for them to get a lot of sexual elements into it, because even Fate Stay Night has done it. Like, since Fate Stay Night, since the original source, there has been a lot of sexual innuendos in the series. Mature content in the series. And sex and rape have been mentioned a lot, especially in Steels. Yeah, if you get understood where I'm coming from, I have to do that for no spoiler reasons, but I will say, fucking hell, that it was learn about a backstory really got to me. Like, fucking hell, I feel sorry for her. She had to. If the first one, I believe that is the case, is that she got raped by these guys and she died because of it. If that is the case, I feel so sorry for her. And I still feel sorry for her if she died because of war situation. But I feel more sorry for her if she got freaking raped and died. Like I said, I feel sorry for her. I feel fucking sorry for her. That was fucking dark. That was so fucking dark. Seeing that. And in a way, I'm glad this series is implying it, because it just shows it will go for mature, like, obviously it's the Fate series, it's obviously going to go for mature content. But damn, just learning about that. This is how she died. Like I said, I felt sorry for her. Literally. Anyway, now, and that's all I really got to say about the story of the episode overall, because everything of this episode was interesting, confusing, but interesting. Learning of what the floor is about, and learning some backstory of some characters that we just introduced in this episode, or we only saw in the first goddamn episode. And a little bit of backstory of those characters are quite interesting, and what their meaning behind this series is about. Because I feel like, as this is an anime original, there's a possibility that these characters had more relevance in the video game than it does in the freaking anime. And if you played the video game, I feel like maybe this is a good thing for you to know. Like, I haven't played the video game, which I do want to play the video game. I mentioned that in previous reviews. I do want to play the video game. Unfortunately, I can't find it. It's really hard to find, and it's hard for me to download it because of my freaking computer being fucking shit. Fuck you, computer. You need to get a new one. But anyway, I will say this. These characters, I feel like they have more meaning in the game, I think. Because so far in the anime, they have not really been that much meaning to be in this series. Unless as 4 masters. If they're 4 masters, okay, they have some meaning. But if they're not, I feel like, what's the meaning of these characters? Why did Shinji need a girlfriend? Why is she there? That is something I want to know. And it's possible she could return. During the next episodes. But I feel like they're more influenced. These are more for like these characters are there for more being these characters are more referenced in the games. They are better juiced and better used in the video games than it is in the anime. Now the art style, I've got to say, the art style for this episode, very intriguing. Definitely Shaft material. I have seen a lot of Shaft's anime and art styles before, and this was definitely the most Shaft-like episode I have seen in a long time. Because even though I know Shaft has been doing anime for a long time, but I've got to say, from the anime I've seen from Shaft, this has been the most Shaft-like episode I have seen from them in a long time, and I'm glad they brought it back because that episode just gave me a bit of some sort of nostalgia. Just think of other anime that use this style, and I've got to say the way they make it look, the way the scenery looks so fucking interesting and cool, which just gets me interested in this world. Why is it like this? Why is it repeating itself? That is all that's been going through my mind about this world in general. And yeah, and animation fucking good. Shaft, fucking, I loved how you done your character placements. I love how you're doing the neck tilts as usual. Fucking good. Liked you. And let's carry on. And that's all I really got to say, guys. Anyway, guys, that's my anime review to Fate Extra Last Encore Episode 6. Hope you guys like it. Become more chat fans today. If you guys want to send them out, go to the description down below. My address is there. And yeah, and also if you want to help me on Patreon, my Patreon is down there as well. And also, guys, if you guys want to follow me on Facebook, just search Connor Travis. And also, guys, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, just search me at Connor Travis 1998. And if you want to follow me on Anime Amino, because I'm on Anime Amino, if anybody wants to know that, I'm Anime Amino, search Connor Travis, you find me there as well. So anyway, guys, hope you guys come on, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys!